Hello everybody, today is beef day. You got a special treat. We don't eat beef that often, it's just getting so expensive, but I got a really good deal on a 0x1 USDA Choice New York strip. This is the whole loin, and you could tell the 0x1 denotes the amount of trim. There's 0 here on this end, and there's 1 inch here. Sometimes you get them, they're 1x1, so you'll get 1 inch of fat here and 1 inch here. Sometimes you get 2x3. You'll have 2 inches on this side and 3 inches of fat on this side. This is a 0x1. This is very well what they call the loin end, and this is the chuck end. The chuck is towards the shoulder of the cow, and the loin end is from the rear. This is typically a more tender part of the strip loin. The chuck loin, or the chuck end, has a vein, a nerve end running through, probably 4 or 5 cuts, and then it disappears, and then it just becomes beautifully marbled steak all the way through. But I'll show you how to take this chuck end and make this a beautifully tender piece of meat. You can see I've taken 2 pretty nice steaks off of here from the chuck end, and you can see that nerve running right through there, and that is tough. Here's the first cut from the chuck end. There's that nerve, and it still is in here in the next, probably the next 1 or 2 cuts, then it'll disappear. And there's pretty decent marbling though. Okay, I'll show you the easiest way to make these 2 steaks very tender. And that is, I use a meat tenderizer. You could buy, this is an institutional meat tenderizer, what they use in the restaurants. You could buy them for about $12. And it's just got a whole bunch of sharp blades. And I just simply go through and punch down around that nerve. Do that on both sides. And there you have it. We'll put these on the grill and they should be good to go. One thing I did want to point out is I did dry age this strip loin. I removed it from the cryovac and kept it in the refrigerator for about 10 days. No seasoning or anything, I just let it dry age in the refrigerator. And what happens there is the enzymes in the fiber of the meat break down, and it makes it a little bit more tender, gives it a nice nutty flavor, and it's delicious. Since my wife and I love garlic, the only thing I'm going to season this with right now is some freshly minced garlic. If you do this, maybe a day in advance, garlic has properties that will tenderize meat. Okay, have a nice hot grill. Go ahead and put the steaks on. They're only seasoned with fresh garlic right now, but I'll go ahead and put on some Montreal chicken seasoning. They also make Montreal steak seasoning. Both are excellent. I don't put any seasoning on any meat that has salt in it prior to cooking. Now at the time I put something on the grill, I'll put the salt and pepper, things like that. But salt dries out food. Salt extracts the moisture, makes things dry. Who wants dry? I want juicy and moist. Now with the Weber grill, I always keep the heat on high. And you can either close the lid or not. Closing the lid obviously speeds up the cooking process. The juices drop down, hit that pan that's really hot, and sizzle. Oh yeah, looking good. Only want to turn them once. Whew. And give them another little dusting of Montreal chicken seasoning, and they're good to go. A few more minutes and we'll be eating. All right, here we are finally. The moment of truth. We're going to enjoy our New York strip steaks. We have mushrooms, we have sweet potatoes, and we have fresh broccoli with Thousand Island dressing topped with some Gorgonzola cheese. It's a very healthy meal. We have our sauces to go with the steak, and we're ready to eat. Cheers! Oh, this just cuts like butter.
Wow.
It's just perfectly done, medium rare, the way we love it. By the way, nice hat.
Thank you, you too. Oh, is that good?
Oh, does that melt in your mouth?